1 Peter 3:10 this morning. For whoever desires to love life and see good days, let him keep his tongue from evil and his lips from speaking deceit. Verse 11, let him turn away from evil and do good. Let him seek peace and pursue it. Now verses 10 and 11 focus on three different ingredients to have a good life. We mentioned last time that your speech contributes to what it means to have a good life. In verse 11, the first portion of it, we read, let him turn away from evil and do good. Augustine taught us that evil is a privated term. Now, what does that mean? A privated term is a term that you can't define unless you discuss its opposite. In fact, in a sense, it's not a thing. It's only a thing in light of its opposite. So, for example, if I were to talk about something being false, well, it assumes that there's a concept known as true or truth. I can't talk about it unless I talk about it in the shadow of the concept of truth. If I talk about dark, dark is not a thing per se. It's the absence of light. I can think about light without thinking about darkness, but I can't think about darkness without some concept of what light is. Neither can I think about false without some concept of what truth is. This is what evil is. Evil is the removal of God. God, who exists upon himself, as the theologians say, he is se, he exists upon himself. His self-existence, then, is a theological doctrine known as God's aseity. So God, who is self-existent, is all good all the time because his character is intrinsically good. That is to say that if there was anything evil in God, he would not be God. So he is by nature good. So therefore, God's removal from anything leaves space for evil, just like the removal of light leaves space for darkness. So here, when the text says, let him turn from evil and do good, we could think of it this way. Let him turn to God. Let him turn to God. Let him not live his life apart from God. Let him live his life. Let her live her life with the Lord. This is what it means to have a good life, is to choose not just an ethical command to fall under, that's important, but to choose to live in the consistent virtue and character and abiding presence of God. Let him turn away from evil and do good. In doing good, you reflect the character and nature of God, and you're walking in his presence. May the Lord bless you today.